Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area. And this video will be covering just a quick demonstration in dimensioning for this assignment that you see on the screen. I've had some students having difficulty with these different odd lines of the extension lines, and I kind of wanted to go over that a little bit in this video. I will tell you that I know that there's a correct way that you can get these different lengths, but to save time and nobody will fault you for it, I put in the fudge factor. So let me just kind of show you here. I went ahead and drew this. I figured I'd get a little practice. So no, I didn't copy this from somebody. I just, let's see what it says here. Today is the 28th of January, and it was created about 20 minutes ago. I've been setting up my videos, so it took me about 13-14 minutes to draw this up if you want to time yourself. So for the dimensioning, of course the big one that everybody's having problems with, and I'm going to do it along here, is actually this 2 and this 3. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line perpendicular to this line, because that's all these lines are parallel to that. Okay, and oops, let me I had a layer I wanted to use so it'd stand out, and it looks like I didn't put it on there. There it is, dimension. Let's change this to dimension. Okay, so I've just drawn this line. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use the align, and I will tell you that when it comes to dimensioning, I really don't use the linear because with a line I can do it aligned like at an angle, or I can do it linear with this one. So I just kind of eliminate that from my toolbox. But I'm going to go aligned, and I'm going to go from the end point of this line to perpendicular of this little line that I have drawn. And there is my 2. Now, if I wanted to do it like the dimension, where they have this line going into that, again, this is done with probably a graphic software to make it look nice and pretty. I could, if I wanted to, come in here and move this dimension over a little bit, maybe a little bit closer, like that. Okay, and that makes it look somewhat like this one here. Okay, now let's see the assignment. It's a little farther out, so let me take it a little farther out, like that. So you've got the 2 done, and as you can see, it looks like that. Now here is the 3, and again I'm going to just go from the end of this to perpendicular to that, and then just snap to the end of this arrow. Okay, now let me see if I can make this a little smaller, because I want you to see the assignment at the same time. So get this. So as you can see over here, now all I really need to do is I didn't actually put it in the right position. Y'all caught me there. Let me move this the end point to the center point, and let me get rid of this. Do that again, from this end point to perpendicular, and there is that. Now I'm going to use what's called the break command, B-R-E-A-K. That's a modifying one, and it is, where is that? Right here, break. And I'm going to just type BR for break, and I'm going to click right about here and come down here and erase that. Oops. Let me see why this is That shouldn't be assigned to that. I bet you this is associated, which that's going to hurt me a little bit. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. So now I actually have my red line the way that I want it. Now I can just go back and change this to make it perpendicular. I'm going to do it a third time. Sorry about that. Some of these drawings are not set up the way I want them. So I feel your pain. Go perpendicular. And there you have this dimension. Okay, there it is right there. Now I did some extra things I didn't really need to, but so you can see that this right here is not part of the dimension. That is just a construction line that I'm using. And sometimes you need to do that. If you take like this 1.75, I can do the align and go from the end point of that to the end point of that and come out here. Looks like I did the wrong dimension, but don't worry about that. I was in rushing getting this done. And this line here, I could bring it out this way, and I could go to the angular and pick this, pick this. It's not going to let me pick this, so I will have to pick something else. I'm just going to draw a line right on top of this one. And that's kind of a dummy line. So angle, I'm going to pick this line and this line. And there's my 22. Now I've got that extra line in there. I can just erase it. Sometimes you need to do these little bitty lines, but as you can see, I've got this looking like that. I should have had this scaled right, but I was in a rush. But that's how you set your dimensions up. Sometimes you need to do that, extra little line. Case in point is this 2 right here. Okay, what I could do is draw a line. Actually, I'm just going to take this line here. Okay, and I'm going to put it in the center of this circle. Then I'm going to extend it down to here. I'm just drawing a line, doing the extend. Now I'm going to put this on my layer for dimensions. So it's nice and red. I'm going to break off a little bit, BR, break off a little bit of here. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back to align. And I'm going to pick right here and then perpendicular to this line. Come out here like that, kind of stop right there, and there I'm done. Now this line is not long enough. I'll just kind of clip that and kind of connect it there. But it won't let me, so what I'm going to have to do is just draw a line from there to there. And I fudged it in. Okay, now it's one of the very, very few times that I will use the word fudge. But when it comes to dimensioning, there is a way to go into your dim style and do it exactly where it will draw this line and this line correctly by setting the lengths of the lines. Okay, but in this case, it's an enormous time saver. This has no effect on the dimension. If something gets moved, or which you saw, you move something and the dimension moves with it. So it's still attached to the dimension. It's not part of the dimensions, but it's associated to the dimension. So that's what I was talking about on fudging it in. I know one assignment that y'all will be having, there's something like this. I'm just going to draw something here real quick. And you're going to have like three rectangles like that, and you're going to dimension them like that, but you're going to have, it wants to see this line in here, so it's going to look something like this. And see, I'm just going to copy that line, make it a little longer here, and then copy these two down. And there, it looks like these lines are part of that dimension, but they're not. Okay. And nobody's going to fault you for this, because I think a lot of people do it this way. Again, as an instructor, I've told y'all, if I say something like this, feel free to go verify it with somebody. But I will tell you that a lot of people, there's an old saying, cut to fit, paint to match. And that's kind of what happens sometimes with dimensioning. So that's how I did the dimensioning. I put the line up there. It would be, if I had to dimension something like this and something like this, okay, I drew those two lines, then I would just do from here perpendicular, and there, I'm done. No, these are not part of the dimension block, the dimension set here like this, okay, but the dimension is still functioning, because see, as I change it, the dimension changes, so it's still a good working dimension. All right, don't ever explode a dimension, because they're not meant to be exploded. Once you do that, then you can cause all kind of issues. So hopefully this video will help a few of my students on this. And this is what I'm talking about, on that fudge factor type of thing. And I appreciate y'all looking at this video. And that concludes this video. Thank you very much.